This video appears to show the moment a gunman tried to assassinate Kyrgyzstan's former president, Almazbek Atambayev. Only hours before, he had appeared for the first time in public since being freed from jail by supporters during protests over last week's parliamentary election results. Atambayev, who was jailed last year for corruption, was unhurt in the attack. The Central Election Committee annulled Sunday's election results after widespread vote buying. The opposition says pro-government parties were most to blame. Since then, Kyrgyzstan has descended into chaos.
It's a strange feeling. Nobody explains anything to us. I'm totally confused by the situation. There is a great sense of uncertainty. It's been days now and people are afraid. I don't want violence.
In the early afternoon on Friday, Bishkek's Alatul Square began filling up with supporters of various opposition parties. President Sooronbay Jeenbekov said he will resign after a new cabinet is voted by Parliament. But many protesters here want more than that. They're angry with politicians who they accuse of years of corruption and economic mismanagement. Many want a whole-scale change of what they describe as an old guard leadership that has failed this country and rigged the elections by buying votes. And they are angry with this man, Sadr Japarov, who they say was illegally made Prime Minister after he too was freed from jail by supporters in the protests. Japarov is a former Member of Parliament but was serving an 11-year jail term for kidnapping. As opposition supporters of various parties chanted in the square, a group of his supporters barged through the crowd. Bottles and stones were hurled, and many people fled.
The situation in the square up until 10 minutes ago was peaceful. That all changed when supporters of the new Prime Minister came in. There were clashes, and they've now taken control of this statue and are taunting supporters of other opposition groups that occupy the majority of the rest of the square.
Japarov's supporters insist he is the legitimate Prime Minister.
My only concern is that my compatriots, my relatives and brothers don't realise that now a game is being played, and we've seen it many times. They try to impose old leaders on us. We don't want that.
President Jeenbekov has declared a state of emergency, which will be voted on in an emergency parliamentary session on Saturday. He says it's necessary to prevent armed confrontation between rival groups. Many people here say their country is on the brink. Stratford, Al Jazeera, Bishkek.